Gannon Buhr. I think we have ourselves a disc golf brat on our hands, don't we? I think someone needs to be put over their daddy's knee, teach him a little bit of a lesson, perhaps. So Gannon Buhr is being sued by Prodigy Discs. The first ever lawsuit that I've ever heard of from a disc golf manufacturer suing a player. Now, I think this is kind of a big deal because I'm kind of on Prodigy's side on this, in that players have to be held to their contract. And I think what I think happened, can you focus, Panasonic? There you go. What I think happened with Gannon Buhr is that he had such a good year and he had so much support that he saw opportunity, heard opportunity. He had people in his ear telling him, man, you can make so much money. You should get this big contract renewal. You should have all this money. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Discs and brands and all that stuff. And was seeing other people doing that. So what happened is Gannon felt like he was underpaid and underappreciated, I guess, in a manner of speaking, and felt like he could get more money elsewhere, probably because people were telling him that, whether it was other players or other manufacturers or representatives of other manufacturers. So I think he was hearing that, all the while still being on a contract with Prodigy, wanting desperately to find a way to get out. So he just basically wanted to make more money. He became a very big name really quickly, but here's what I think, that just because you have one good season like that, one great season, doesn't mean that you're owed all of this money all of a sudden. What's the old saying? Do it twice or it's luck. Just because you did really well doesn't mean that right off the gate Prodigy owes you more money, or anybody owes you more money. You want that because you did something great, you went out, you did a great job, and you have a following now. But that doesn't mean what you think it means. What you should have done is just do it again, show it again, and then it's more solidified that, okay, he didn't just have one good year, he can have multiple. It wasn't just a fluke. He proved it twice. That's kind of why I'm on Prodigy's side, because players could have a good tournament, they could win a tournament, they could do well, but that doesn't mean they can do it consistently. Not everybody's a Paul Macbeth or an Eagle McMahon or all these guys. You got to do it more than once. You can't just have a good round or a good season and then expect, I'm owed all this money now because I had one good season. No, you gotta prove your value beyond just having a good breakout year. How many times have we seen people do great things and then fail? Look what happened to James Conrad. What happened to him? He had this amazing year, and then all of a sudden, now what? Nothing. It's like crickets with James Conrad. You have to be consistent in order to have any value. That's why Paul Macbeth and Simon Lizotte have so much value on the market, is because, and Paul and Simon are different, because Paul has the value of he's guaranteed to win some tournaments, several tournaments. Probably going to be top rated throughout the whole year, of course. Simon, on the other hand, doesn't have to win tournaments. Simon is just Simon. People love watching him. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's got a great followers. People love to watch him. He's just entertaining and fun and lovable, and so there's no real losing. It doesn't matter whether he wins or not. But Gannon Buhr, you have to win tournaments. You can't just win some tournaments and look really great and then expect all of a sudden to be handed all this money because you won some tournaments. You haven't proven that you're as good as Paul Macbeth. You haven't proven that you're as good as the best. And you're certainly no Simon Lizotte. You're no Simon Lizotte. People aren't like, oh yay, let's do Gannon Buhr. I'm not excited when I see you. I'm not like, oh, I gotta watch this Gannon Buhr video. No, I'm not. Sorry, you're great. But when it's Paul, Brat, or Simon, I'm excited to watch Simon because it's going to be entertaining, fun to watch, and then just see all the cool shots. And I'm excited to watch Paul because I want to watch him battle. I want to watch Paul come back or dominate people and have these great, amazing shots of putts that, like, whoa. Like, that's what you want to see from those two guys. Gannon Buhr is neither of those things right now. He is just kind of there, like, potential. He has potential. Just because you have potential doesn't mean that you're owed all this money. Just because you see all of these companies shelling out money. They're shelling out money to the greats. Paul, Brat, Simon, Ricky. They're getting great contracts because they've shown consistency. They've shown that they have a lasting impression in disc golf. You have not done that yet. So Prodigy doesn't really owe you anything other than a little bit more money. Yes, I should say they should owe you a little bit more money. You know, more incentives and stuff. Yeah, a little bit more, but not... I mean, come on, kid. You're not being realistic. Prove your validity. Prove that it wasn't a fluke, and then the money will come. Absolutely, people would jump on you. You probably have people jump on you already because that's kind of the nature of the disc golf right now is they want the best players, and that's kind of what it is. Prodigy, you're not innocent in this either. You made the worst possible move with it that you probably could have. I mean, how dumb are you? You have a horrible history of not retaining great players. Why would somebody in your corner not think, okay, let's just let Gannon Buhr break his contract. Let's find somebody that's willing to buy it out and part ways a great way. And then everything looks good on your part. You bring in somebody else that's great because there's a never-ending supply of great players and great talent. But you did what you were supposed to do and you held up to the contract. You're holding him to his contract because it was a contract. Again, people in the world, guess what? There are contracts that people sign. They have to be held to it. You can't hate on Prodigy here, regardless of their history. You can't hate on them. Put a pin in that. But Prodigy, you know for a fact that you have a history. There are memes about it for a reason. So, what you should be doing is being smart when you have someone like this young kid trying to make a name for himself. What you should be doing is what everybody would do. What people did with Ricky, what they did with Simon and Paul. They get someone to buy out their contract, part ways correctly, instead of trying to sue a 17-year-old kid. I mean, I'm sure there is more to it that he's not telling us, that he didn't do, and I don't, he's got big dollar signs in his eyes because his head's gotten big, and all of a sudden he thinks he's the shit and all that. That's probably a big portion of it. I'm sure there's some of that there, but he's still a kid. Still a kid. Just wanting to play disc golf and make a name for himself. Treat him like that. Don't treat him like a dollar sign. And make yourself look good. Show compassion. And then learn from it. And next time you make a contract with someone, adjust from there. So that you can avoid these type of situations and all that. Because it's not going to make you look good. It's what kind of sucks about this whole thing is that there are just some disc golf manufacturers that are going to lose players that it's going to make them look bad. And when you have a history of losing great players, which I will defend Prodigy on this, that when they lost all those players, they had Ricky, they had Page, Germ, they had a lot of great players, but that was in disc golf years, you go back to how long ago that was, just not 5, 10, whatever years ago, when they've lost all these great players. That's a long time in disc golf years, so you can't judge them based on all that. Give Prodigy the benefit of the doubt. At best, at worst, what we can think of Prodigy right now is like, why didn't you just let him go? He's just a 17-year-old kid. He's new. Let him go. Let him do his thing. If he were like a 30-year-old adult, I'd be like, fuck this asshole. Screw him. But he's new. He's growing up. Let him spread his wings, homie. Let him go. That's what I'd say Prodigy should have done. Even though I think that they're doing it the right way, they're doing what the contract said. That's my uneducated, knowing nothing about laws, thoughts on that. I know I'm so helpful. I'm so helpful that I don't even know what to do. You should hire me as your lawyer. Just send me your info and a bunch of money. Here's my that's my Cash App right there. Send it to that. Hook me up. We'll take care of you. Had to comment because God knows everybody else is already talking about it. So shout out to discgolf.law, fellow Team Focus teammate. Love his YouTube channel. Had a lot of great things to say on the Nick and Matt show and on his channel as well. So go check him out if you want to hear more that actually makes sense and more logical stuff. You know, not just my bullshit opinion. You want to hear real lawyer's advice? Take his, not mine. But that's what I have to say about it. Subscribe to the new Disc Golf Photography Guy channel, and subscribe to the old channel if you haven't, the Above Average AM Disc Golf channel, where I'm still trying, desperately still trying, to get better at disc golf and reach 1,000 rated this year. If you want to watch me struggle, that's where you go. Are we focusing Panasonic? Okay. So that's all we got. Like, subscribe to both of my channels. Thanks for any support, and we'll see you in the next one. Is Panasonic focusing? Probably not.